In-depth analysis of insurance appraisal, public adjusters. The appraisal system, conceived as an intrinsic element of the insurance industry, has radically evolved from its original design due to judicial intervention. A considerable number of policyholders resist appraisal given that the process necessitates bearing their own costs. Some examples include competent, independent appraisers, impartial umpires, and the written demand and identification of appraisers by each party to the contract or policy to invoke the appraisal remedy. One case that sheds light on this is Phillips versus General Accident Insurance Company. The court, situated in Florida, established that inconsistent actions concerning the right to arbitration or appraisal could result in waiver. The notion of competence, often accepted by all parties, suggests that the appraiser possesses a reasonable foundation for making an informed decision. Despite State Farm's assertion that the appraisal should be distinguished from arbitration, this argument wasn't preserved at the lower level. If a hearing is held, it is generally advisable for the insurer to arrange for the proceedings to be recorded, particularly in case any testimony given becomes pertinent in future court proceedings. In conclusion, there is an urgent need for courts to accurately define the nature of the appraisal clause contained in insurance contracts, distinguishing it from an arbitration clause to avoid confusion and misinterpretation. Consequently, the award is presumed valid and binding on the parties, unless the appraisal clause contradicts statutory provisions. The court deemed the phrase, "If there is an appraisal, we will still retain our right to deny the claim," to be at odds with appraisal objectives and lacking mutual obligation, thereby voiding the policy's appraisal provision. Exceptions could arise when the award is contested on the grounds of appraisers' or umpires' qualifications or vested interests, allegations of the insurer's bad faith in invoking the appraisal clause, or the insurer's non-compliance with the appraisal process and non-payment of the award. According to the court, any defenses the insurer can assert post an appraisal demand pertain only to whether there is no coverage under the policy for the loss in its entirety or whether typical policy conditions such as fraud, lack of notice, and failure to cooperate have been violated. Contesting an appraisal award, perspectives and challenges. Despite these, courts have shown hesitation in endorsing bad faith claims arising out of the appraisal process, primarily due to the view of appraisal as a rapid alternative to litigation. In the case of Gopp versus Legion Insurance Company, the insurer initiated an appraisal after the insured party rejected independent adjusters' settlement proposals for their property damage claims.